Hi mathematicians, in this video I am going to walk you through an example of how to use this graphic organizer to use the quadratic formula. So first thing you'll notice in the corner here is the quadratic formula, and you know how I like to go through and start off by color coding things. So, because I really do think it helps. So I am going to color my A's green. I'm going to make my B pink. And I'm going to make my C blue. And that's going to make it easier to see where everything goes when we substitute in values. So now if I look at this side of the paper, I have my formula, or I'm sorry, I have my equation. And first I need to identify A, B, and C. So A, of course, is the number right in front of the exponent that is squared. So A, in this case, is going to be a 2. My B is right there in front of the R, but I don't see a number there. What number is there? That's right, there's a 1. And because there is a negative in front, B is not just 1, B is -1. And finally, C, in this case, is -6. So for starters, identify your A, your B, and your C. I think it's always easier to figure out where everything goes if you have the actual organizer colored too. So I am going to use what I already did up here to help me figure out what color everything is going to be here. And I'm going to color code appropriately. So every place I have an A, I'm making it green. Every place I have a B, I'm making it pink. And every place I have a C, I'm making it blue. And now I'm going to fill the correct numbers into the blanks. So here, be very careful. Notice that B is a -1. So that means that when I go to substitute B in here, I need the negative and the 1. I know there's a negative already here, but this negative doesn't count. So if there's a negative in front of the number, I need to have a negative substituted into the formula. Same number here, -1. Then I'm going to put 2's here where the A belongs, and a -6 right here. So far I've done step 1 where I identified what is A, B, and C. Then I substituted all of the numbers into the formula. And now the calculator is really going to do a lot of that work for me. So I'm going to turn my attention first right here. And remember what happens when you have 2 minuses? So I can see here I have a minus and a minus. So what happens when I have 2 minuses? It turns it into a plus. So when I go to move this 1 over to the next step in the formula, which is right here, I'm not going to put a -1. I'm going to make it a +1. And again, that was because I had those 2 negatives. Next, I need to get a value to go under the square root. So I need to use my calculator to do all the math that is underneath this square root right here. Lucky for us, our old friend the Desmos graphing calculator just put everything in the calculator exactly the way it appears, and including, make sure you put the parentheses here. That's super important. So the math, everything underneath the square root is a 49. And notice the square root symbol is still there. I haven't done anything with that yet. And then at the bottom of my formula, 2 times 2 is equal to 4. So that 4 needs to go down here underneath my fraction, down in the denominator. So you can see right here. This plus minus in the formula means that I need to take all the same numbers, but then do one version with a plus and one version with a minus. And the reason for that is we're talking about parabolas, which not always, but most of the time have 2 zeros. So we need 2 different solutions. So I'm going to carry my 1 over here and over here to the plus minus part of my graphic organizer. Then I need the square root of 49, which again is on the Desmos calculator. It's the button that looks like that. And the square root of 49 is 7. So I need to say 1 plus 7 and 1 minus 7. And then I'm just going to bring my 4 across also. And then finally, I just do the math. I put in my calculator 1 plus 7, which is 8. 8 divided by 4 gives me 2 for one solution. And in my other solution, 1 minus 7 is negative 6. Negative 6 divided by 4 is negative 3 over 2. So I take my 2 solutions, put them into the curly Q braces, and that's it. You are done with your first quadratic formula problem.